And welcome back to the Morning Blend, where we are honored to introduce you to another veteran in our Heroes Project, along with Heiser Automotive. Lisa Engel served in the United States Army from 1982 to 1986. And after that, while taking a graduate program for counseling at UW Milwaukee, she met the executive director of Stepping Stone Farms, where they use horses to address mental health issues and human development needs.
Lisa and Lia are both here to talk about the benefits of equine therapy. We're super excited to have them join us. Congratulations to you.
Yeah, congratulations.
And thank you both so much. What was the reason you got into the service back in the early 1980s?
It was an alternative to going to college, and I didn't know how to finance college, so and I had been around the military. My father was in the Army Reserves, and so every summer he went on active duty, and it was just, there was a familiarity.
Seemed like sort of a natural choice then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was being in the Army like for you? What did it mean to you to serve our country?
It was awesome. To be perfectly honest, I was in military intelligence. I was stationed in Panama, and for 3 years I got to work with the Southern Command, 19 years old, and really doing live missions, working with the DEA, just a lot of really big stuff for being that young, and I was kind of enjoying it myself too.
I bet.
Yeah.
Not a bad place to be stationed.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So then you come back to the States, and then it's like, okay, you're going to be a civilian. Eventually you decide to go to school. How did you decide on what you were going to study?
Well, I'd always been drawn to psychology, and my undergraduate degree I did while I lived in California, and it was social sciences, but primarily my concentration was psychology. And so when I was able to go to graduate school because Wisconsin has a GI Bill that allows you up to 126 units if you enlisted from the state. And so I was able to pay for a graduate degree using that program. I happened to work at the time at UWM. It was a perfect fit.
And that's how you met Lia, right?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I was doing outreach for an organization that I was doing my practicum with, and we went to see what the farm was about. And a few months later, I got a call and an invitation to do the training to be certified as in equine assisted psychotherapy.
Yeah.
And have been doing it ever since.
Lia, what is the farm about? You know, when she comes out and somebody sees it for the first time, they probably don't get it until they're firsthand, right?
We really like it when people can come out to the farm, because then they really understand the effect that the farm can have on people. Sometimes it's just as much as the fact that they're outside in nature with these big animals. That's why it works really well with veterans. Is a lot of guys, they don't want to sit in an office and talk to somebody about their issues, but being out with a big 1,000-pound animal, that really appeals.
There's a lot of stigma associated with mental illness, PTSD. A lot of the veterans I'm sure that you've met have experienced a lot of trauma. So I would think that having the setting being in nature and being around animals, which we know has a calming effect, really makes a difference. It's not a traditional psychological treatment program.
Right, and they're a lot more open to that idea. So.
Most of the horses you have, of the 22 horses, are rescued. You've got a donkey, you've got a rabbit.
A donkey named Rabbit, yes.
Rabbit is the donkey.
Yes. That's why it's confusing, yeah.
A donkey named Rabbit.
And we have a horse named Bunny.
Right. That's great.
That's fantastic.
Who do you think that relationship between a rescued animal and someone who's rescued others and then needs some rescuing themselves, how does that all come together?
Well, it works really well because a lot of times these horses have been pushed aside. People don't want them anymore. They're not useful, and so people are like, we don't need them. But we show that not only can they still have a job, still get back to their community, and that they really do have a place and can provide all this love and nurture, and I think that just sets a great example.
When you think about that cliche about putting someone out to pasture, putting a horse out to pasture, and the fact that they're having very meaningful lives where it's truly making a difference. Stepping Stone Farms, I know, realizes the sacrifice that veterans have made to serve our country, and so you're having this wonderful gathering, a picnic for veterans. their families, their friends, and it's happening in July, right, toward the end of the month from 11 to 4. Who's invited to that, and what's happening as part of that?
It's a general open house at the farm. There will be rides available. It's for veterans, their families, to come and see what we do at the farm and just spend a day. It's completely free, and see what we're all about, and get outside and visit with the horses and see if maybe they can help.
In past events, we had several times, the VA actually sent out a couple of buses, and we had World War II vets and Iraqi vets, and they were calling bingo, sitting out next to the pasture. I mean, it was beautiful. And just the, even, these World War II vets, who most of them had nurses and, oxygen tanks and were in wheelchairs, to be that close and that outside, and just to be able to enjoy that, it's amazing. It's transformational.
Oh, you're doing great work, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your service. Here's the event you were talking about coming up. It's the Vets Picnic, and it's Sunday, July 24th. It's from 11 to 4 at Stepping Stone Farms. You can find out more about their programs and the picnic at steppingstonefarms.org. And a special thanks to our friends at Heiser Automotive for helping put the spotlight on veterans. If you'd like to learn more about all of our veterans in the Heroes Project, go to tmj4.com/Heroes Project. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations again. Thanks.